Hey guys, I just wanted to do a real quick video while I've got time, talking about the importance of breathing through your nose. If you read the article that I just posted previously, you really should. It's pretty amazing, and it talks about the importance of breathing through noses and the nitric oxide that is antimicrobial, antibacterial, and it relaxes your vessels when you breathe in and has all these incredible effects. But one of the things to note, when you breathe through your nose, there's this filtration system that goes on that's built in there. When you don't breathe through your nose and breathe through your mouth, then your tonsils are your backup filtration, and your tonsils can swell because they're not made to handle such a large load of filtering. And so that's why people a lot of times have enlarged tonsils, because they're breathing through the mouth is trying to filter and it's trying to react to all that stuff. And then sometimes you can have the tonsils removed or cut back and they end up getting large again. And that's because they're still breathing through the mouth. So it's super important to close our mouths, tongue at the roof of the mouth, like we've talked about, lips together, teeth slightly apart. That's how we should be at rest all the time, unless we're eating, drinking, or talking. Then mouth should be closed, roof of the tongue at the roof of the mouth. The hard thing for some people to not do that would be if they can't breathe through their nose. And one way to test this, or if you have children, you see them walking around with their mouths open, it could be, it's just habit. That's a huge part, is it's habit. And I know I thought, oh, I always have my mouth closed. But then throughout the day, I catch myself with my mouth open. It's like, oh, I really do breathe with my mouth open. So something to note for yourself. But with children or with you, a way to test to see if you can actually breathe through your nose is if you put like a popsicle stick between your lips, or you could just close your mouth. And for 3 minutes, see if you can do that for 3 minutes without gasping for air or seeing if you get enough oxygen. We're not talking about like, straining, but just are comfortable with the amount of oxygen you get for 3 minutes. If you can, then that means your nose is probably pretty clear, and make it a point, tongue to the roof of the mouth, teeth slightly apart, lips closed, and then everything's functioning the way it's supposed to. If you can't hold it for 3 minutes, that means you probably have a blockage in your nasal airway, and it's time to go see an ENT to see what can be done about that. I will say, when they checked my daughter visually for a deviated septum, they said, no, she doesn't have a deviated septum. I don't know if they were in a hurry. I don't know, but they said she doesn't have one. Then we did the CBCT scan, which is scan all the way around 3D, and she has one. So sometimes you can't tell visually all the time, and it may take a scan to figure that out, or maybe even a scope. But that plays into sleeping at night also with the mouth open. That's why taping our mouths closed is helpful if you can breathe through your nose. Because it keeps that up. And you can watch a previous video of how taping the mouth keeps the tongue up, generally, ideally, keeps everything the way it's supposed to be so that you are breathing through your nose. Few notes on that. When you breathe through your nose, it helps your body not be in a fight or flight state. It's the slow, calm breathing. Generally, I do find myself with my mouth closed, I'm breathing through my nose, but it's kind of a chest breathing, like stress breathing. So I have to be careful on that, just to calm down, slow down. But when we're breathing through our mouth, the carbon dioxide oxygen transfer is not the slow rest and digest state. You're in the parasympathetic or the sympathetic, which is fight or flight when you're breathing in and out of your mouth because of the oxygen carbon dioxide transfer there. Again, you can read that article that explains all that previously. The other thing is with a tongue tie, a lot of times you could try to keep your tongue at the roof of your mouth, but it's very difficult, or something starts hurting, and it can be because your tongue is tied so that hair might be so tight that you have a hard time keeping your tongue up, and so your tongue drops down to the bottom of your mouth, which then throughout the day, your mouth is probably then open. And that's where a lot of times if you have struggles with keeping that tongue up, then it might be time to get that clipped, so that you can do the proper breathing throughout the day. And you can just test yourself. This is super important to be mindful of. Like if you're just sitting there and like you're watching this, you're like, oh yeah, my mouth's closed, I breathe through my nose. When we're sitting there, we usually do, but it's when you get up and you start moving around, that's when you see if you just conscious, like, am I breathing through my nose or through my mouth? I thought I was a nose breather, and then I started becoming aware of it when I was moving around. It's like my mouth is open way more than I thought it would be. So just something to be mindful of. We'll get to more. I did start my myofunctional therapy training. Super excited, learning tons. And I have so much that I'm having a hard time even knowing what to share with each video. I mean, I'll get there. It's just so much to share. So stay tuned and we'll have more information to come. Bye.